ones and twos. And I just come here to let y'all know it's about to get real filthy in this mother.
All right. Welcome to episode 34 of ITWT. Reviewing Lion King today. The podcast is now available at ITWTpodcast.com, where you can access spoiler-free one-sentence reviews and movie ratings, episode descriptions, song of the week playlists, and movie soundtrack playlists, and a submission form to be a guest on the show. You can listen to the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and watch on YouTube. Today we have two guests that my producers brought in, a couple that wrote into the show to be on the podcast. Assuming you both are huge fans.
Who, you?
Okay, in Todd we trust.
In Todd we trust. Okay, thank you, honey.
No,
yes,
no, in Todd we trust.
Yes. In Todd we trust.
So tell me a little bit about yourselves and your story. The producer did not brief me on YouTube. We have Harlan and Tammy Barnett here.
Well, I think we can probably sum it up in that our claim to fame would be that we birthed Todd.
Yes.
Todd
is our son.
He's our son. So
and in Todd we trust.
And in Todd we trust, yes.
Well, appreciate you all taking the time to come up here. For those of you who don't know, this is my sister's wedding week. My sister just got married, so shout out to her and Jalen. We're in San Francisco recording this week, so not in the studio in Detroit, but just saw Lion King. Before we get into the podcast, what is each of your song of the week?
Oh wow, song of the week, easy for me. Can't Take My Eyes Off You by Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
As you said, our daughter's or your sister's wedding, so that was her first dance.
Yeah, that was
my favorites. Yes.
Mine is Shut 'Em Down by Public Enemy.
All
Football
right.
Season's about to start. Shut 'Em Down.
There we go. Mine is Find Your Way Back by Beyonce. Beyonce put out an album similar to Kendrick Lamar and TD's album for Black Panther that is inspired by the film but is not actually a soundtrack. So Beyonce did the same thing called The Lion King The Gift album that dropped this past week. And the album is fire. So I'd say the album is probably the best thing to come from the movie. We'll get into the review here in a second. But I do think that the album was fire. I was listening to it this morning working out. So that is my song of the week. So next segment is we have random rapid fire. So I'm going to have random questions I'm going to ask you all to answer without any prep.
Okay.
Are you all ready?
Yes.
Who answers for like every other, or we both have to answer?
You know what? We can do every other. So we'll start. Dad answers first. The
Okay.
first question first, and then we'll do it like that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
If you could be any animal, what would it be?
Lion.
Mom.
Jaguar.
All right. What character do you identify with most from the movie?
Oh, me?
It's you.
Nala.
No. All right.
Mufasa?
Yeah. What was your favorite movie growing up? Back to Dad.
Favorite movie growing up? Superman with Christopher Reeves. First one.
All right.
Oh gosh. Wonder Woman.
All right. Timon or Pumbaa?
You go.
Pumbaa.
I'm thinking. Pumbaa.
Yep. Rather live in a jungle or a desert?
Jungle.
Jungle. Why is your firstborn child your favorite?
Well, Tori's a really nice young lady, and we love her.
Didn't know that our firstborn was our favorite, but yeah.
We love both of you guys. Y'all both are number one. We'll see after this.
Right. What is your go-to slushy flavor?
Blue raspberry.
Yep.
Ditto.
And then if you had to rewatch the same movie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
ATL.
Black Panther.
Yep. All right, that is random rapid fire. Other stuff. Before we start, did you all see the announcement? They don't have a trailer yet for the black female James Bond.
I have not.
So
I have not either.
So there's going to be a black female that will play in be the next James Bond. I don't know what her name, but the next 007, I should say.
Okay.
The next 007 film. What do you all think about that, Dad? Obviously, I know you're a big James Bond fan.
I think it's awesome. I did see a headline saying that they were going to have a lady playing the next 007 movie. So I think it's great. I think it's awesome, and I look forward to watching it.
Yeah. Ma, you gonna go check it out?
I've never seen a
James
James
Bond
Bond movie, so I wouldn't know the difference. Yeah, it wouldn't make me a difference.
Yeah,
Yeah. Who played the lead role?
I hear you. There's a lot of, I don't know if they had a trailer for. So I went and saw Lion King. Obviously, you all went today. I went and saw it Thursday when it came out. And there were there's a ton of dog films coming out. Like, I've noticed that in trailers. Like, I don't know, like A Dog's Way Home, A Dog's Journey. There's another dog film that I saw the other day. It's called The Art of Racing in the Rain. And I don't know if that was the trailer that was played. I know it's a kids movie, like a kids type movie. But it's just like, it's the same movie that they keep coming out with. It's like 3 of them in the last year. I don't get it. It's like just the dog repeating like famous quotes and stuff. I don't know. You have to see a trailer. You have to see a trailer for it. But going to the movie, description, obviously anyone watching has probably seen the original already. But after the murder of his father, a young lion prince flees his kingdom only to learn the true meaning of responsibility and bravery. It makes it sound like a much more serious film than it is in that description. This one came out July 19th. Notable cast, you have a loaded cast, but Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, Beyonce, John Oliver, James Earl Jones coming back from the original as Mufasa, Keegan-Michael Key. It's weird to see his name without Jordan Peele next to it, but Seth Rogen, Billy Eicher. Also, he's in the show called Friends from College. Billy Eicher is called Friends from College. Add that to your Netflix list. So my mom just recently they've been hip to Netflix, but just really got into like binging stuff on Netflix. So if you have any suggestions for her, tell me and then I'll pass it along. But Friends from College is one that
adding it to my list.
That's one. It also has Robin from How I Met Your Mother in it too.
Oh, I like.
So she's married to Keegan-Michael Key in the show.
Okay.
Chance the Rapper was also credited in. He had like a small role, but he also was what they call the nostalgia consultant for the movie to like make sure that they were on track with like the stuff from the original movie, not getting too far from the original movie. Okay. He got that role. Obviously, I could have done that role, but as far as him getting it, he's good friends with Childish Gambino.
Okay. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, Childish Gambino was adult Simba voice.
Okay. I was wondering who. Okay.
And him and Chance are good friends, so he got him that.
I got it. Okay.
Director Jon Favreau. I hope I said that correctly. He's Happy from Iron Man.
Is that right?
Yes, he's Happy. So he I just found this out. He's the director for this. He also was the executive director for Jungle Book and for this next Jungle Book. And he was the executive producer for all the Avengers and Iron Man movies.
Wow, he's the man. And he's in the movies.
And he's in the movie. I never knew that until I looked him up today. I was like, wait, that's the guy who's never knew. Writer Jeff Nathanson, who also did Catch Me If You Can, Rush Hour 2 and 3, and then Tower Heist. So I mean, you put writer, but a lot of the script was the same from the original, so I don't know how, he added a couple words, took a few words out. I don't know how much Jeff was just getting paid. Jeff collected a check for this one. He's on here. Also, I guess James Earl Jones kind of collected a check too. I mean, he came back with a couple of new lines, but it was basically the same script from 20 years ago. So
more power to him.
Right, yeah. Shout out to James. Runtime for this was an hour and 58 minutes, 30 minutes longer than the original. I don't know where those 30 minutes came from because it didn't really add much, but 30 minutes longer. I guess they expounded upon a few parts, but yeah. Initial thoughts for you all before I get into the full review when you just seeing the movie.
Sure, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I think I was expecting maybe something a little different from the original, but like you said, There wasn't much, if any, that I could think of right offhand, but I liked it. I really liked you'll have to help me, CGI. That was neat. If I were to do it again, I would try the 3D version.
Yeah.
We didn't
Just do
do
something
3D.
different.
Yeah. But I enjoyed it. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
I liked it also. I thought it was a good movie. It stuck to the last script. They didn't try to change it up too much, so I was good with that. No problem. And it didn't look fake. A lot of times when they do those type of things,
Right.
it look fake. But the animals look real and all those type of things. I thought it was good. I liked it.
Yeah. So going into it, obviously Lion King is my favorite movie of all time. You all know that?
No, we didn't know that. We didn't know that. Did you know that?
I didn't know
No.
that.
Okay.
No, I didn't know that.
Hence the Lion King theme in his bedroom.
Right.
As a child, yeah. Okay.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Started giving that blanket over there at the dinner.
So for listeners out there, my favorite movie. So I'm probably gonna be a little nitpicky or sound nitpicky going through it. So it's hard to top. It's hard to you're remaking my favorite movie, so it's gonna be hard for you to top it in my eyes. Almost impossible. It's almost like a Jordan fan who just refuses to accept new evidence for a player being better than him. Like it's cemented in your head. It doesn't matter what you see any new evidence. But I know the original script by heart. So going into this one, I'm literally comparing script to script. When they change a word or you say this word. Scar opening monologue was different than the original. Like I'm looking at it like that, which doesn't necessarily make it a bad thing. But that's just how I went into it.
Do you get out much? You know the script?
Wow.
Wow.
Sorry, everyone out there. And Todd, we trust.
So I'll start with things I liked.
Oh, we're sorry. Okay, go right ahead.
I'll start with the things I liked. Feel free to jump in.
Okay.
At will. So the shot for shot opening scene is exactly the same. If you are, obviously that's super famous, opening scene with the music, Circle of Life.
Yeah.
So that it was cool to see compare the original cartoon to now seeing it look like real animals doing it.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I really like that. The only thing with the live action, obviously it's more popular. I guess the reason why they went that route is you have more of a budget now. In the original, obviously back then you didn't have as much of a budget. CGI wasn't as big as it was then. What they did back then, they considered to be, their CGI team.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so that's crazy about it. The average viewer probably wouldn't know that that the script was different.
Okay.
So, I'm looking at it through that lens too. Okay, the average person that comes and sees this, they're going to think this is the exact same. If you haven't seen the movie in a couple of years and you're not obsessed with the movie, then you're like, all right, this is basically the same thing.
So if you're not you.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Just want to be clear. Yeah. Okay.
Right. I think, but even still, if you're going to see it, it begs the question, even more so if you're not me, why make it?
Yeah.
Right? You're like, okay, why, trying to figure out why would you make this, why is it necessary to go see? A couple people have asked me, knowing that I went and saw it the opening night,
yeah.
should I go see it? I listened to the podcast, but let me know right now, is it worth my money to go pay? And I'm like, honestly, you don't have, if you saw the original, you don't have to see this one. And they took it like, oh, it was bad. I'm like, no, it wasn't bad. It just, if you saw the original, you don't miss anything if you see this one on Netflix.
Yeah.
Right? What do you all think? Do you think it made sense to go and see it today where you're like, man, I couldn't have missed that? Or was it like, I could have what?
Well, no, I don't know if I'd say I couldn't have missed that because we're not
We wouldn't have
obsessed.
said it the first one either.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, like you are.
Right.
But I thought it was good.
I think it creates a new generation of Lion King fans.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that's the
yeah.
thing about
Yeah.
it. So that's why they remade it, and it's always about money.
Right.
Money. So
Yeah.
create a new generation of Lion King fans
Right.
that didn't see the animated version. So that's what it did. And
Yeah.
I think it's good. And now there's debate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
debate.
yeah.
My generation, we had the animated
Right.
version
Right,
better than
right,
the CGI
right.
version, and that's what they want.
Right.
That's what
That's
they
right.
want.
Right. Yeah. No, and that's the good thing is obviously, you all took Phoenix, who's my little cousin. to the movie, and she'll watch this one.
Right,
She'll always
right,
watch this
right.
one.
This will be her friendly
And she'll go back and look at my favorite one and be like, that looks old. That looks outdated.
That's true.
It looks super old and outdated. There's remakes that I watch. Freaky Friday, like Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah,
That movie's been redone like 3 times. But for me, that's my version. So when someone says that, it's like that's the one I know.
And believe it or not, we had a version of that also.
Yeah.
See, I was
absolutely. That's right.
See, and I've never even seen that version.
Anything before
Never
her.
seen it.
Yeah.
So it's like for me, that's my version. That's the one I'm gonna go with. So the first movie I reviewed is Star is Born. That's the third one too. That's the third time they've redone that.
Yeah.
And that's the one.
Sure.
That one.
For you.
The one Lady Gaga. Yeah, that's the.
Yeah.
When you reference it. So I get it. Even stuff like how they changed the fight scene. So one of the things that I had talked about on the podcast the last couple episodes, and I guess it's been a theme in a lot of movies recently, is just inclusion. I heard someone say it was a good way to phrase that, inclusion wave. So just movies continuously like pushing the prominence of minority groups, whether it be race, sexuality, gender.
Sure.
You just notice that in everything now, right? So even in this, there was a point when Zazu comes over to Mufasa and interrupts his lesson with Simba. It's like, hey, there's hyenas in the Pride Lands or whatever.
Sure.
And he says, hey, it's Sarabi leading the charge in that or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm on my way back, which is accurate to lions and actually in nature. Obviously with I know Dad watches a ton of stuff like that. Where the women do go out and do the hunting and stuff like that. Right. The male's job is to protect the pack, but if he's not there, it's the women's job, and then they're scrapping. The female lions are actually faster than the men, so they so like that quote was a little different from the original. And I think that's, again, goes towards like the female inclusion and stuff like that, which in movies it's like inserted in so many different things now. Avengers, you even had the scene where it's like all the women come in at the end and things like that. So I did like that. I did like that they did it. And it wasn't, super overt to the point where you're like, it was cheesy. Sometimes with stuff like that, it becomes cheesy. But they did it well. Something that's interesting too, how they changed it in this, and the original. In general, is how typically in nature, how male lions, there's only one in every pack, and the male will even like chase out his son, or even kill the cubs, just so it's one. So that's interesting how they, obviously for the sake of the movie and the children's movie, you gotta make it like, okay, I'm raising my son to take over after me. Right. But that was always interesting too, as I learned more about lions growing up and stuff like that. So. So that was interesting. Another thing that is very Lion King nerdy to note is
so far much of what you said has been, huh? But please go on.
You could have taken this one by yourself.
Some of your comments,
Todd,
I'm thinking,
what do you think about it? Well, I think
like he got a lot more out of this movie. I was like, I just thought it was entertainment. Like, okay, but go on.
We're listening.
If you would have studied this much, into class this much, but go. I'm so sorry. I digress. Okay, go on. Yes, please enlighten us.
See, maybe they should have had me teach a class on Lion King at Michigan State.
Yeah. They probably only pick people who actually attend class though to teach classes. I'm sorry. Please go on.
Well, one last nerdy thing.
Yes.
There was a song "Morning Report" that was not in the original Lion King version, but in the 2013 special edition release that I was not a fan of. That they took out in the 2011 edition. I was worried they were going to put it in this one. They did not put it there. I was happy to see that. So for all the Lion King fans out there, I hope you agree with me that "Morning Report" is not a great song.
Did you know that? Did you know that song? Did you know anything
I did.
he just said in the last 30 seconds?
Hakuna Matata.
Yes, Hakuna Matata. Yes. Okay.
What that stand for again?
Go on. No worries. No worries. Yes.
No
yes,
worries.
yes.
That's Todd's life.
No
worries. Yes. His theme.
That is my theme.
Hence his favorite movie.
Be Our Guest, a song that they added, that they sung in here at the end when they were trying to distract at the end. when Timon and Pumbaa went to distract the hyenas.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Some Be Our Guest, which is a song from Beauty and the Beast. They added that in this too. That wasn't in the original. So I thought that was cool that you added a song from a different Disney movie.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
that was clever. So you all obviously thought it was cool. Go see
Yeah,
it.
we
Was there
did.
anything that you didn't like in the movie, or that you're like, they could have changed that, or in general, not necessarily comparing it to the original,
Right,
but
right. Oh, I think that was good.
It was good. I just
Yeah.
never liked when Simba didn't obey his dad. Told him not to go. Told him not to go there, man. Don't go.
Just don't go.
Don't go.
Don't go.
Just listen, man.
Just listen.
And then brought Nala with him.
Right.
Yeah.
We're about to get ate up over there.
yeah,
That's all.
that was
So that applies to both movies.
right. Yeah. That was one of my favorite scenes in the original. When he went over there, and the chase scene. So in that scene, they go over there and they're running away from the hyenas, and before the hyenas about to get Nala, and right before he like just straight up paws one of the hyenas and leaves a mark on their face. That's like one of my favorite parts of the movie.
I do.
And they took that out of here. Like they shortened that part of the movie, which I thought was like one of the best parts. You know, when they go to the elephant graveyard, it's like one of the biggest scenes. So,
Yeah.
but they still did have the part where he tries to roar and Mufasa comes in.
Right.
So that was dope.
Yeah.
That was dope. That was obviously one of the best parts. So I did like that. I did like the. I didn't necessarily like the kids playing Simba and Nala more than the other one. I feel like they couldn't sing as well as the original.
Oh, okay.
But I guess you make up for it by having Beyonce.
Yeah, I think you do.
You got Beyonce in there, so
Right.
So that makes sense. But and then Childish Gambino as well. So which I thought he was a great adult Simba to fit. His voice sounds honestly kind of similar to the original. Be Prepared is the song that Scar sings, like his like thing in the after the elephant graveyard.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The original is one of my favorite villain Disney songs. And I thought that they kind of took that part out of it a little bit. So
Yeah.
So it's all good.
All good. We can see that you were really moved by some of this. Yes, please. Wow. You need to like talk through some of
Right,
these,
yeah, right.
your issues with Lion King.
Is that right?
Yes,
Get it out, get
we
off my
understand.
chest.
Yes.
But the best part of the movie, obviously, at the end. But I think the best scene, and my favorite scene in any movie ever, is before Mufasa dies, him going down there and busting through the wildebeest to save Simba. Like, and just like it wasn't even a second thought, him jumping out. That was my favorite.
Yes.
That's my favorite part of any movie.
Yes.
And him going down there and just sacrificing himself. Obviously before the death. That's my favorite part.
He's a dog too. Though.
Dog, yeah. I was
He was a monster because he was running. He thought he was gone. He would come up out of there.
Back up,
He kept coming up out of there, so he was strong.
It's
He
just
was-
a family theme, huh? That's my favorite. Oh yeah, very much so. Very
my
much
favorite
so.
part.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
when he went down there, he was I mean, you got
Second favorite is Scar getting.
Oh yeah, you always like to see the bad guy. Yes.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Definitely the second best is him finally getting revenge on Scar.
And
Yes.
the hyenas
Yes.
eating.
Yup.
Yeah.
So that's definitely my favorite parts. I thought they should have had. So Whoopi Goldberg was one of the original hyenas, and I was shocked that they didn't have her come. You got James Earl Jones, and I think Whoopi's. She's still alive and still doing stuff. They should have just brought Whoopi back. I mean, they still did a good job with how they did it. They had more hyenas, but yeah, I thought they could have brought her back.
Yeah.
I thought in this one, Scar was just straight up evil. Like, I feel like he didn't even try to hide it. And this was like,
Oh,
Scar
I didn't
was
think
just
about that. Yeah.
Scar was just
He was more evil in this one than the first one.
I'd say so. I mean, this one he didn't even like in the first one. He tried to be like kind of charismatic with Simba, but this one he seemed kind of like
from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't think about it like
Which
that.
they-
Yeah.
Simba wasn't scared of him though.
Yeah. Simba
Simba was like kept going around him like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
he
Okay.
took advantage of Simba.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Innocence. Yeah. So.
Right.
But yeah, Scar. I thought they did good with the CGI there. The CGI did look crisp.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this. So that definitely did add to it. It's a cool way, just a different way to see it. And I think that with any movie, for any Disney movie, if you're not going to change the script much in one, it had to be Lion King. It's just so popular.
Sure, right.
And you're going to have people like me who are like, oh, that's my favorite movie. You know how many kids from my age group, that's their favorite movie.
Right.
So you can't really change it that much. But yeah, overall, I thought it wasn't a bad movie. It just made me think, why do another one? But yeah, I think to that point, it makes sense. You have a new generation coming in.
That's true.
And stuff. So, have you all seen any of the other live action movies?
The Jungle Book.
Jungle Book, yeah.
Yeah.
Jungle Book was good. Do you like Jungle Book?
I did like it.
Jungle Book was good. Yes, that's probably my favorite one so far. Jungle Book. I think I would say that they did a good job with that. I think I like the ones more where it was a movie that wasn't necessarily one of my favorites, like Jungle Book, where it's like you can change the script up a little bit. No one's gonna really bat an eye at that, you know what I mean? So, so I thought that was good. They're doing a second Jungle Book, so I'm interested to see how they change up, where they can kind of go and do their own thing now with it. So I wonder if they'll do that with Lion King. I wouldn't hate that, even though Lion King has a sequel.
I'm wondering if what was the comment you just made about Jungle Book? You probably don't have a lot of people out there that care about it being changed up or whatever. So that he's making the assumption that there aren't Jungle Book fans, like there are Lion King fans like him.
You're right.
But, I mean, yeah.
Lion King is the ultimate movie.
The ultimate.
I don't care what anybody else thinks.
Plain and simple.
I think I know there's a lot of people that like Jungle Book. I like Jungle Book a lot, but it's a classic one, but it's not on that level. It's not on that level of Lion King.
I understand.
It's not on the same level, but no, I thought it was. Like I said, overall, I think it was a pretty good movie. Again, not necessarily didn't have to make it. I thought Childish, like I said, did a great job.
Yeah.
Him coming in, Beyonce. It's weird with voice acting, because in some of these, like the kids, again, obsessing over some of the small details, you could tell like good voice acting and bad voice acting when you have this. You're reading the same script. And
yeah.
It's really hard to tell that, and otherwise, you never watch a cartoon and you're like, man, that voice acting is terrible.
Right.
Like no one's ever said that ever. Like
Right.
When you're both reading the same line, it's kind of tough. And with the CGI, one thing that's a little different with the facial stuff is that you can't see emotion as well on the lines, and someone actually sent me that message about CGI, just the technology in general.
Okay,
You can't see emotion as much as doing it with the animation. So, but in conclusion, not bad. I don't think it was necessary to create, but not bad. If you're a kid seeing it for the first time, it's a great intro to the movie, and this is a great one to where, again, like a Phoenix, she'll love this movie, and we can both share the same love because it's the same movie.
Yeah.
You just have a better animated version of it.
Sure. Yeah.
I bet I can understand that Disney as a studio for this one specifically probably felt like, we have a bigger budget now, let's do it. Because a fun fact about the original is Disney basically created a B team of animators for the original Lion King, because all their 18 people were working on Pocahontas. They chose to work on Pocahontas because they thought Pocahontas was projected to be a bigger movie.
Okay.
So
that is a fun fact.
Yeah.
that only he knows. But nonetheless, it is good. No relation. All jokes aside, wow.
Man. Yeah. Well, in the next 25 years, maybe you can be in the next one.
That's the hope. Yeah.
Every 25, they make another one, and you can be in that one.
If I could be Simba in that one, that would be. That would be a dream. If I could be an animated voice for a Disney movie, that would be. That's up there on the bucket list.
That's your plug, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's on the list. Another fun fact about the original: it was the highest grossing hand-drawn film of all time. $986 million. It grossed hand-drawn film.
So do they still hand-draw films?
I don't know if they.
That'll stand forever.
Right.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I don't know how many are. I don't know why they would.
At this point, right.
It probably take hours. I saw it took them 2.5 years to do the stampede scene. 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Because,
that scene.
For that scene alone.
Oh,
wow.
It's not
And drama.
how insane. Yeah, right. Yeah. So I wouldn't hate
probably, no, it's not. Yeah, there are going to be no more.
Yeah. Now when it's
hand-drawn movies.
CGI, man,
Right.
you could do a whole thing. I mean, they did what the whole whether it's CGI or green screen. One of those two things, that technology, you get that done a lot quicker.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. I think Lion King is really a like lightning in a bottle type of film, where it's just a classic, and again, that's why I think that they didn't change the script much. Beyonce's addition to it, I felt meant more, again, for the music, like I mentioned, for the the soundtrack she did, and then also the name recognition.
No doubt about it.
Like, getting, she's worth I think they paid her like, I saw something crazy. She's the highest paid female actress for the year, and she's in this movie. I think they paid her like $25 million or something like that for this to say how many lines, because she was only adult Nala. So how many lines?
That's right. So, yeah.
Power to her.
Yeah,
so
right,
that's
right.
just that's not for royalties or for the music. That's just for the act. So I think that having that name was bigger, because really, would the film change much if you added if it was a different voice?
Exactly.
Maybe not, but
yeah.
But if it was necessary for marketing, I get it. This reminded me. So Dad, did you go when we saw the play at the Rose Bowl? The Rose Bowl.
No,
Dad didn't.
No, he didn't.
No.
Yeah,
that might have been.
That was a family day.
Yeah. That might have been. You were at practice.
Right.
I didn't get a chance to see it.
But obviously we went.
Yeah.
This one reminded me more of, I think maybe because the live part of it.
For sure.
Reminded me more of the play.
I agree.
And I think that they had made more of an effort to get African involvement in this one. So African voice actors like the African actor who did Scar, and then even the music. So Beyonce's album, it's her. I'll name the people who we know here. Her, Jay-Z, Pharrell, Kendrick, Childish Gambino.
Okay.
Outside of that, it's like 20-something tracks. Outside of that, it's all African artists.
Oh, wow.
So that you never heard of. So I thought that was really dope.
Sure.
So I think that they made more of an effort to do that. They're doing that with these movies. I think I shared with you on the podcast we did for Aladdin, that they made a real effort, and they still got some stuff wrong. It's tough to always do that, to get one person or a couple of people to be the voice of an entire race.
Okay.
But
right.
in Aladdin, they had a focus group of people from the Middle East that spoke to the culture and stuff like that, because they wanted to get it right. Things that were offensive in the first one. Same thing with Mulan that they're doing for Mulan. They're having it be more of a biography about an actual story rather than playing on stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing more of that.
For that, sure.
Yeah. They're definitely being more inclusive, and I think Disney they own so much that they kind of have to be.
Okay.
They're making so much money, and they're all over the world.
Right.
Like, you have to be inclusive.
You have to appeal. And be sensitive to that.
The Little Mermaid, the news, obviously there's a lot of debate about that, which is crazy. But the Little Mermaid being black in the film they're doing now,
I didn't. When you made that reference, I didn't know. Okay.
What is her name? I can't remember the girl's name. Is it Cleo?
Halle Bailey or something?
Is that her name yet?
Yeah.
She's one of the I don't know if they're twins or just sisters that Beyonce discovered.
Oh, Bailey and Chloe.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So because they sung, where did they sing recently? Was it the All-Star Game or the National Anthem? Somewhere. They did National Anthem. But Beyonce discovered them.
Okay.
So so that's dope. I'm sure she probably helped in getting that deal sealed for Little Mermaid. So that's cool. So I do like seeing that. But yeah, I think that the only thing that they probably could have done a little different is maybe include, obviously they have a ton of big names in it, maybe include it more, which obviously we're the ones, if you're taking your kids to go see it, it's going to be the older people paying for the film.
Sure, yeah.
But maybe getting some bigger names for like younger generations.
I see.
If you have like I'm just throwing, I don't know, if you had like Ariana Grande, and it's one of the voices, you know what I mean? Where it's like, but again, I understand. I think Beyonce's a big enough name to who hears it.
No question.
But what would you all give this on a scale of 1 to 10? I know it's weird to rate it because it already came out. It's already, but
7.
8. I gave 7.5, so I split the difference. Yeah, 7.5. How would you suggest someone go see this movie? Opening night, $5 Tuesday, Netflix, or don't see it all?
$5 Tuesday.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I had Netflix, because you don't miss out. It's not something you have to go see right away, or if you wait to the
Right.
theater. But if you do have kids, for sure, I say it's good to go take them to see it.
Yeah.
They probably,
That's
again, like
sure.
a Phoenix. I keep using her as an example because it's a good one.
Right.
She probably has never seen the original Lion King.
Well, right,
You know?
exactly.
So yeah, I think it is good to go take them. Upcoming movies. What are you all excited for?
21 Bridges.
Yep.
Chadwick.
Yep.
It looks really good.
Yep.
Yeah, that does.
I probably will review that. What about you?
You two watch, you go to movies way more than I do. So 21 Bridges, yeah, that looks good. I think I saw.
Use mine.
I can't use. Okay. I saw a preview for Once Upon a Day. Once Upon a Time.
Hollywood.
Thank you. Once
Yep.
Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yep.
See, I don't go to the movies enough to. Yeah, so that looks good. That looks interesting.
That does look good. That is going to likely be the next movie that's reviewed for the podcast. So I'm excited about that one. With Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio. What is her name? Margot Robbie.
Okay.
So you got a ton of people. Quentin Tarantino's doing the film. I'm not necessarily a huge Quentin Tarantino fan.
No.
He's a hit or miss for me, but
True. I agree.
we'll see. We'll see what he does here. So my upcoming movie I'm excited for. I actually saw a preview for it when I went and saw Late Night, a movie that came out with Mindy Kaling. I think you might like that.
Okay.
It's called The Goldfinch. So it's an Amazon studio film. So Amazon, I mean, is another one of those just like monopolies where they just are in everything. They produce films or create films. Just like obviously Netflix has original content, Hulu has original content.
Yeah.
But the difference is Netflix and Hulu content is exclusively on those platforms only. Amazon is doing films that go to theaters first, and then will be on Amazon exclusively.
Wow.
So this isn't the first one. They've done several. But anyway, The Goldfinch looks good. It's about a boy in New York City who was taken by a wealthy Upper East Side family after his mother was killed in a bombing at a Metropolitan Museum of Art. So it looks good. A lot of their Amazon's movies that they do deal with like people overcoming like huge difficult life events, which a lot of movies are like that in general, but like The Big Sick was a popular one that came out a couple years ago. You might have seen that, but that was one that they did. Late Night, like I said, the one I saw with Mindy Kaling was good, and that's an Amazon studio film. And then Life Itself was another one that was pretty good. I watched a couple weeks ago. So, but yeah, they have a similar trend, but I thought that was interesting to note that Amazon does that with movies, and obviously they make so much money. I mean, Jeff Bezos, all this equipment we had for the studio, I bought off Amazon. So it's crazy. My iPad I bought off Amazon. The stand I bought off Amazon.
Did you use your money or their money?
I used my money.
No, I was just checking. Okay.
I'm giving a big plug to Amazon.
Yeah,
Right.
I know, right?
Get on Amazon. Hey, Jeff. And Todd, you trust.
So if you're listening, which you probably are. But yes, that is all I had for this episode. Thank you for your input.
We were honored to be a part.
Yes.
We were honored to be asked.
Thank you. We were wondering with bated breath to get on this show. We finally made it. We made it to big time.
We made it to the Todd we trust.
Yes.
Well, thank you all. Safe travels home tomorrow.
You too.
Same to you.
Thank you. And until next week, everyone, peace out.